Got a good story for you this time about how I almost died. Talking about it today on Body Slammed. All right, so I'm leaving Starbucks, got a cup of coffee in my hand, and I'm sitting at a red light where you pull out onto the main thoroughfare of the city that I live in. It's a really, really busy street, lots of traffic, 4 lanes, and this red light seriously takes forever. So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, my goodness, I'm gonna be here for a while. And I did something that I don't do very often. I reached down and I snapped the gear shift from drive into neutral. So I'm sitting there rocking out, listening to some tunes, having a big time, getting ready to go to work when the light turns green. And all of this happened in the course of about 10 seconds. So the light turns green. I go and gas it. Of course, it doesn't go anywhere because it's in neutral. So I'm just revving the engine. I'm thinking to myself, what's going on? But like I said, I don't normally do that. And I'm thinking, oh yeah, well, I'm sitting there in neutral. So I go to put it in drive. And before I can put it in drive, the car behind me is laying on their horn. Like, get out of the way, go on out of here. So they're laying on the horn. I'm trying to get it in neutral. I'm thinking, oh my goodness. So I finally trying to get it in drive. I pop it into drive and start to go, because the light's been green by this time a good 5 seconds, which doesn't seem like long unless you're sitting there with a lot of traffic behind you waiting for you to go. When in front of me, as I began to go forward, a car comes flying through the red light. Just a big blur. And going full highway speed. Girl sitting there driving, reading a text message, never even noticed that she ran a red light. Had I had my car in drive and pulled out when I normally would have, she would have T-boned me in my driver's side door. I would have been seriously injured without a doubt, if not killed. There's no doubt in my mind. And I just started thanking the Lord for that. I immediately went weak and in my knees and feeling like I got spaghetti legs, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, this could have been really bad. But I was also immediately very thankful that God protected me from that through a series of events that I normally wouldn't have had happen. I'm more careful now whenever I pull out into traffic, even on a green light. But it reminded me of what happened 8 years ago today. I thought my life was going fine. Going great. Everything was going good. And what about you? You ever had a time where you just think everything's going really smooth, and then suddenly people are blowing horns at you and wanting you to get out of the way, and you're thinking, what's going on? What's happening? That's where I was. I'm thinking, what's going on? What's happening with me? I'm sitting here and I'm trying to, oh yeah, and then I realize and I try to move forward with my life, and I realize that I narrowly miss certain tragedy, and that's what God did with me. In a time when I had people blowing horns at me, wanting me to go, get out of the way, whatever, 8 years ago, my life was in neutral, but I didn't put it there. God put it there for me. And whenever it was time for me to move forward, then he popped it back into drive. There's no doubt in my mind it was all a God thing. So if you, where you're at right now, if you're wondering why you're sitting there trying to go and people are blowing horns, people are just going, breathing down your neck and just giving you a terrible time, shooting you the bird and all that kind of stuff. If that's going on in your life, just hold on, because when God puts it in drive, you will move forward. It is a thing that one day you will look back on and you will be thankful for. I had a hard time for a lot of years being thankful for that. But right now, I'm thankful for it. Just like I'm really thankful that the car was in neutral. God is good to us, and because he's good to us, we can be good to others and give them heaven.